The first major patch has been added to Test Drive Unlimited Solar Crown, and the game's been offline for I think a good like 7-8 hours, and even when the servers came back on, it was still temperamental and they were fixing some issues. Apparently it's meant to be good. It's been almost a month after the game released and it's still in a pretty bad state, so fingers crossed. So one thing I did want to check straight away is I've got the FPS counter and everything at the top. Apparently there have been optimization improvements. No idea how true that's going to be. I'm going to keep that on, and if I get more FPS than usual in a race event, then I'll know that they have actually improved it. And for some reason this loading screen is taking a whole lot longer than what it ever does. Perfect. So we're off to a great start. I've actually got the patch list next to me, and one of the first things it says are server improvements, specifically down to timeout messages and stuff like that. So the first major thing that's listed on the improvements doesn't work. Straight away I see that the luxury car dealership is actually here and it's available on the map, whereas before that wasn't. One thing I did notice is the luxury car, there's no cars available. I've just seen it. There we go. I'll zoom in on the video, but those like pinky purple kind of like whatever that is going on under there is still a thing. So that's not been fixed. But let's jump into the luxury car dealership finally and see if anything's changed in here. And there it is, lobby error, connection timeout. So the main thing they've apparently fixed in this update is in fact not fixed, and them adding this update to the game has in fact broken the game, which I really don't understand how this happens, man. I honestly think Test Drive Unlimited Solar Crown, over the years of all the racing games I've played and just games in general, has probably had one of the worst launches. I've actually seen people say that this launch is as bad, if not worse, than Cyberpunk 2077. Now, I didn't play that game on launch, mainly due to that reason. If anyone did, and you can let me know if it's as bad. Oh, okay. Not only is there a timeout, but I actually can't buy any cars. It's literally like they've done this update, assumed that everything's working, but it isn't. All right, let's go to a dealership that actually worked for me before. Oh, car list, nothing. It actually took 2 minutes to get into the Lamborghini dealership, and would you look at that, it's also locked. So this update has removed my ability of buying cars. So as mentioned, by the looks of it, the FPS has not increased at all. In fact, it's actually gotten worse in some areas. I've not changed my graphics around at all. So it's sitting around 60 FPS, which is fine. I don't really need it any more than that. But it just goes to show that the second major thing on here, which was optimization improvements, isn't a thing apparently in this update. I'm glad that I can now fast travel to all the different gas stations. I have all of the, other POIs available on my map and I can fast travel to them. That's great. But the fact that I can't use a car dealership for its primary purpose is very weird. Another thing I want to try out is if the race events work. If not, then the servers have basically died again. Judging from this loading screen so far, because it would usually chuck me straight in, the servers don't work at all. Oh man. Oh, there it is. Trying to connect to server. Bro, quickly restarted the game. So hopefully that's improved some of the issues I'm having. Gonna try this race event here and see if it will work. Oh, we're in. We are actually in a race event. Okay, the challenge here is to make it through an entire race event without getting disconnected. That is the goal. So hopefully I can, and it doesn't time out or anything. I'm really hoping I can just do this race event. Aside from those improvements that we've tried so far, the other things that are apparently included in this update are the save game fixes. I know a lot of people had issues with their game saving and stuff like that. That should hopefully be fixed. Again, I didn't have them issues, so if any of you did have them and they have been fixed or they haven't been fixed, let me know in the comments. There's also the peripheral compatibility, so if you have a racing wheel, apparently a lot of those are fixed on TDU now, so you should be able to use those. I haven't actually tried it with my wheel yet, due to this reason, so hopefully at some point when I plug it in, it should work fine. There's also enhanced audio and UI fixes. I haven't really seen anything to do with the UI yet. I've never actually had an issue with that anyway. And the audio, honestly, I couldn't tell the difference if it was fixed or not. I genuinely have no idea. Can't believe it, but actually made it through a race event. So the servers do kind of work. They're not fully fixed at all. You basically have to keep retrying by the looks of it until it eventually puts you in, which takes me back to launch day of this game where that was basically the same issue. Taking a look at the rest of the fixes as well as their dev diary that they put out the other day, because I haven't actually covered that yet. Something I find really weird is although they say about the 300 plus bug fixes added with this update, they don't actually list all of them off. Like, if there's that many, we'd at least want to see what they all are. They've listed off a few to what I can see, but that's like, what, eight or... Did I just crash into nothing? One of them I did see is they've increased the price of the special edition cars. I did actually see someone complaining about that on Twitter in the replies, and oh my, what was that lag? You know, the special Audi R8 all-wheel drive car that everyone uses? Apparently that's like double the price now. I kind of get why, because it's a special edition. They should have done that in the first place, not now. They shouldn't have increased the price now. And ignore what I said before, as I once again can't get into a race event. I've been trying for the past 5 minutes as I wanted to talk about something. Calm. Anyway, the other thing that I wanted to talk about was the dev diary that they released. The video was 23 minutes long. People didn't want to watch it. So here's a quick summary of everything they covered. One of the important things people obviously want to know about is the compensation. I honestly don't think that we're going to be getting all that much in terms of compensation for the issues that we've had. They said that they want to obviously make it decent for players, and they said it won't be something like 1 million solar coins, so it might only be like 2 million solar coins, might not be a car. And honestly, if it was something like a sticker, I would not be surprised in the slightest. If any devs are watching this video, please don't give us a sticker, because that would be like the final straw for a lot of players. Another big thing is the offline mode or the solo play. Basically, we're not getting that until the game reaches its end of life. So their solution for solo play was to go into a race event when they work and lock into the race event straight away so you can play on your own or play the time trial modes. Those are the only ways you can play the game solo. We won't be getting an offline mode until the game reaches the end of life. They said that they might look into it before then, but it's very unlikely. A separate patch is coming to the PS5 specifically for optimization issues over there, and that's going to be, I believe, just after season 2, hopefully. So anyone on PS5 that's encountered issues, you should have that sorted real soon. Crossplay isn't something they're looking into at the moment. Might be something in the future. Again, we have no idea if they will actually look into it. They just said it's not a main priority. And the cross regions of these servers likely won't happen either, as if it did, they'd have to disable the ranked racing, as the ping would be too much of a hindrance and it would just ruin the racing experience. And then a couple of other things they mentioned. One of them was the AI. They said about the AI being overpowered in the race events, as they are, in all honesty. And the thing that he said about that was the fact that the AI basically has the same skill level as the player. So as you progress and as you get better, the AI will also learn from you and get better. Instead of adding a difficulty option for the AI, they're just going to keep it as it is now. They also said about meta cars. So as a lot of you know, there are a lot of go-to cars that you'd use for race events. So this being one of them, the Porsche 918 Spider. We also have, you know, like the Ferrari 812. Anything really overpowered will apparently be getting a nerf at some point in the future. It's not really explained exactly what's going to happen, but that's basically the summary of what they've said. So overall, this patch has actually broken Test Drive Unlimited Solar Crown instead of fixing it. A few fixes have been added, but to weigh out the issues that the game's currently having now, I just don't get it, man. I'm basically on my last straw of actually playing this game. I'm going to try out the Season 1 update and see what it's like, and if it's not a good experience, I probably won't play this game much. It is a shame, and they've still got plenty of time to hopefully improve the game, but I feel like a lot of players have just given up at this point. And I do apologize if this video is basically me just sat here moaning into a camera and complaining, but I'm just giving you the experience of what this update has apparently offered for players, and it's not very good. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, and yeah, I shall catch you guys again real soon with probably another test drive video when Season 1 comes out, if not another video anyway. So until then, take care, peace.